Get ready for The Splash Live, Greater West Bloomfield's dedicated update show. Events, businesses, and people. Anything and anyone causing a ripple in the community. And now, let's dive in to The Splash Live.
Welcome back to The Splash Live, Greater West Bloomfield's live daily news and talk show. Your stories from your hometown on your community media, Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm Tyler Kieft alongside Dayan Chaaban, and thank you for joining us as you do each and every day throughout your work week on Comcast Channel 15 and on AT&T Channel 99. In addition, you can find us on our website on civiccentertv.com. Find us in high definition, both live and on demand, Monday through Friday, plus other special programming all throughout the weeks, months, and years ahead, civiccentertv.com. In addition, we're on our Facebook page at Civic Center TV 15, as well as on YouTube at Civic Center TV, or just search Greater West Bloomfield Civic Center TV, and you'll find our channel on YouTube each and every day for where you can also subscribe and get all of our videos on demand. And also, if you hit the bell next to that subscription button, it will send you a notification every time we post a video or every time we go live. That includes Splash Live and West Bloomfield Lakers football, including this week's playoff game against Rochester Adams that we'll talk about later on in the program. In addition, you can listen to us on the radio Monday through Friday on Civic Center TV on our local radio station, 89.3 Lakes FM, and find more information on lakesfm.com. Dayan, going to be a nice start to a Monday. The clouds will come in, but they'll subside for what's going to be a beautiful Tuesday.
That is true, Tyler. We do have a beautiful couple days coming ahead. Today, we're starting off with a chilly morning with the highs of 55, and it will drop down low until 34 today. It's going to be partly cloudy and to mostly cloudy, so there's going to be a mix of cloud condition throughout the day for today. And as we go into Tuesday, very beautiful weather. Temperatures are going to rise up until 72 degrees with mostly sunny skies throughout the day and clear skies throughout the evening, and lows of 58 degrees. Beautiful weather on Tuesday. Temperatures will drop a little bit lower on Wednesday with more cloudy condition on Wednesday, cloudy morning, and a little bit of showers starting at 11 a.m. into the mid-afternoon, then cloudy to cloudy evening and night, Tyler, for Wednesday. But nevertheless, temperatures are high, are still going to be fair with around highs of 61 and lows of 58 for Wednesday. Beautiful couple of days, I guess. It's so much better than last week.
Yeah, after a very cloudy and rainy week last week, to have the sunshine come in, to have a little bit of warmer weather also come in. Not just going to be a fluke on Wednesday with that 70-degree day. We're expecting more of those throughout the week, including Friday going to be 70 degrees and sunny also as far as the forecast goes right now on this Monday edition of The Splash Live. Plenty making headlines all throughout our local area over the weekend. All began on Friday, where the West Bloomfield Lakers had an emphatic finish to their 2023-2024 regular season schedule, a 50-6 victory over Oak Park. We'll analyze that, plus where the Lakers will be playing on Friday night for their first MHSAA Division I playoff game. On Saturday, plenty of former Lakers shining on the gridiron at Spartan Stadium in another blowout game in its own right, this time in favor of the University of Michigan, 49-0. We'll go over some of the key players from West Bloomfield that had big roles in that game on Saturday. All throughout each and every week, there's plenty of opportunities to get involved in your community and help people not only in Greater West Bloomfield, but all throughout the local area. That includes making quilts with the so-called cover girls at Spirit of Grace Church. We'll tell you how you can participate in that and who it helps in and outside of our community. Plus, you still have a chance to choose Chief Michael Patton's Halloween costume with the West Bloomfield Police Department and have a chance to win a fun prize in the process. We'll tell you about that. And then later on in the program, we're going to spend an extended part of today's program talking about the Affordable Connectivity Program, which helps people in lower income situations get reliable, high-speed internet access, and how that's being taken on both by community organizations, by our local cable commission, which oversees our operation, as well as cable operators such as Comcast. Rob Ponto will join us from Comcast. We'll hear from Deborah Macon later on in the program, also from the Greater West Bloomfield Cable Communications Commission, all about the Affordable Connectivity Program. In addition, later on, we'll talk about marking your calendars for a Veterans Day celebration just a few weeks away with our friends over at West Bloomfield Parks, how you can get involved and how veterans can get into this event for free. Plus, coffee and networking with the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce, a chance for you to expand your knowledge of the local business community and build some partnerships between yours and other businesses right here in our local area. Plus, details on how this coming weekend you'll be able to take some of your expired or unused medications and turn them in safely with the West Bloomfield Police Department as they participate in the DEA's National Drug Take Back Day. That and more coming up on the Splash Live today. Plenty more of your stories from your hometown on your community media up next. Stay with us.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live. Missed one of our live broadcasts or one of your local municipal meetings? Check it out online at civiccentertv.com. Every meeting, show, and interview on demand. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Take a break and tune in to the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Join Tyler Kieft and Dayan Chaaban as they go through headlines, events, and update you on the day-to-day in Oakland County. Catch us live weekdays 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Watch us on demand at civiccentertv.com. Or watch us on TV at Comcast Channel 15 or AT&T at Channel 99. Want to enjoy Civic Center TV on your social media? Find us on Instagram at Civic Center TV. Get notified when we upload one of our interviews, full episodes, and more. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. And now, back to the Splash Live.
Welcome back to the Splash Live, Greater West Bloomfield's live daily news and talk show. Your stories from your hometown on your community media, Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm Tyler Kieft alongside Dayan Chaaban. We had an exciting weekend of football in the Greater West Bloomfield area, at least, and for those of you who are in favor of the Michigan Wolverines, also an exciting weekend for you as well. It all began on the gridiron at the Swamp on Friday night, where the Lakers had their formerly away game against Oak Park moved back to their home stadium on Friday night, and they took advantage of that home field advantage with a 50-6 routing of the Oak Park Knights to finish off the regular season. The Lakers started off hot in that game, and they kept on the gas all the way throughout. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from Friday night's football game. Okay, we'll continue on with this. We'll get that in just a few moments. We'll talk about that. The Lakers ended up beating Oak Park. Our apologies on that. We'll get to the highlights in just a few moments. Lakers were able to defeat Oak Park 50-6 on Friday night. That, of course, didn't secure the Lakers a playoff spot. They already had well beyond secured their place in the MHSAA playoffs under these new, more strength of schedule based playoff point system, as opposed to years ago where you needed to have at least 6 wins to get into the playoffs. The Lakers would have already had those 6 wins anyway, but with their strength of schedule, having gone up against teams like Lake Orion and Chippewa Valley, Southfield A&T, Clarkston, Rochester Adams, and the like, they had plenty of strong teams they went up against, many of whom they were able to beat, with Lake Orion and Clarkston being the only 2 losses for West Bloomfield in the regular season. That put them high atop the seeding in the MHSAA's Division I playoff rankings. They are number 3 in the third region they are the number 3 overall seed in Region 3 of the MHSAA Division I playoffs, and they're also the number 3 seed in District 2 of the playoffs, seated behind Lake Orion at number 1, and Utica Eisenhower just barely, literally less than half of a playoff point total ahead of West Bloomfield in the playoff rankings. That means West Bloomfield on Friday will have a rematch From their Week 5 victory over Rochester Adams, the Highlanders coming back to the Swamp on Friday night for a 7 o'clock kickoff at West Bloomfield High School. And this is where it gets really interesting for the Lakers, because a lot of familiar teams are on their side of the bracket, and are in particular in their region. 4 out of the 6 teams in 5 out of the 8 teams in the Lakers division, in the Lakers Division 1 MHSAA playoff bracket, are in the Lakers region alone. 5 teams from the OAA Red. You got the Lakers, you got the Lakers from West Bloomfield, you got Rochester Adams, Clarkston, Lake Orion, and Oxford, all in the Lakers region, all qualifying for the playoffs out of the OAA Red division. That leaves only Rochester Hills Stony Creek from the OAA Red division not qualifying for the playoffs in 2023. Lake Orion takes on Oxford, Clarkston takes on Romeo, Utica Eisenhower goes up against their crosstown rivals in Utica, and then it's West Bloomfield and Adams. So West Bloomfield in their region, region number 3, all but 3 of the teams, 5 out of the 6 teams from the OAA Red that qualified, are all in the same region. So possible matchups in the future with either Lake Orion, Oxford, and Clarkston. That would be in the regional final, and possible rematch of past playoff and regular season matchups over the last several years with Utica Eisenhower could come as early as next week if Eisenhower takes care of business against Utica in their home game on Friday. West Bloomfield wins on Friday against Rochester Adams. They would then go to Utica Eisenhower for the district championship before either a rematch with Lake Orion, Oxford, or Clarkston, or a first-time matchup this season with Romeo. We do have a recap now of the Oak Park victory on Friday night. A very exciting game for the Lakers. Let's take a look at how it all turned out. The regular season finale for West Bloomfield at home against Oak Park. Lakers looking to secure one last victory to help them come playoff time. And from the jump, start for the Lakers defense, shutting down the Knights early and giving their offense a crack at the scoreboard. Just over halfway through the first quarter, Rick Nance and Elijah Durham returned to form bomb squad, striking a long ball that takes the Lakers all the way down to Oak Park's 1-yard line. And after 2 thwarted rushing attempts at the end zone, Nigel Dunton secures 6 points, and the Lakers take an early lead. Then it's back to Oak Park. They get the run game involved for a big play, but then it's the second level guys coming up big for West Bloomfield. Justin Tyler makes a big stop on 3rd down to bring this one back to the Lakers. And it didn't take long for the big stop to pay off. Marquise Morris takes it on the ground and finds the end zone for his 3rd rushing touchdown in 2 weeks. Lakers 14, Knights 0. On in the second, everyone's making big plays. Powers takes the ball on the ground. He's going dancing deep into Oak Park territory. That sets up a very familiar play, a jet sweep to Marquise Morris, and the Flash gets his 2nd touchdown of the contest. Lakers make it 21-0 after Justin Ward's 3rd PAT. Just a couple Lakers get the ball back, and this time the quarterback takes care of business on the ground. A draw play up the gut to the north end zone. Lakers take a 28-0 lead to the half for the 2nd consecutive week. On to half. Park's defense makes some plays. Marquise Morris takes a 4th down sweep, and Aaron Payman sends him packing for a turnover on downs. Then it's the ground game getting into it. Michael Reed makes a big break for Oak Park, and a couple plays later, his backfield counterpart Ivan Burrow gets the call and takes it into the end zone. Finally on the board, the Knights make it 28-6 after a failed 2-point conversion. On to the 4th, and it's a rare rush for the UCLA commit. Jameer Benjamin had a 60-yarder last week, and this time takes it 25 yards deep into Oak Park territory. Shortly after, it's that man, Rick Nance, strolling in for another touchdown, and Khalid Muhammad gets on the board with a 2-point conversion try, 36-6 in favor of the L-Boys. Then the Lakers get creative with a squib kick, and the ball gets some hops right over the head of Alex Patterson and into the loving arms of Jonathan Gabriel. The Lakers take over in plus territory. Shortly after, Cameron Flowers gets another big run and weaves his way through some traffic into the end zone. That brings on the mercy rule. Lakers 42, Knights 6. And then later on, it's time for some theater as Jamal Shakespeare gets his shot at the quarterback position late in the contest. and launches a beauty to Caleb Caudle for a final scoring play of the night. Lakers get the two-pointer to drop the 50-piece. West Bloomfield 50, Park 6 to cap off the regular season. The Lakers never letting off the gas against the Knights, wanting to make an emphatic finish to the season, really execute their game plan well, and play a complete game of football, whether they're down 50-6 or they're winning 50-6. And ultimately, the Lakers coming out of that game with the victory, finishing the regular season 7-2. So again, sets up a really interesting matchup in round number 1 in district number 2 for the Lakers on Friday night. Rochester Adams is coming back to town. The Lakers beat the Highlanders back in week 5, 36-32, a healthy lead for the Lakers throughout much of that game, but Adams was able to inch back toward the Lakers late in that game and make it ultimately just a 4-point victory for West Bloomfield. But a little bit of potential poetic justice for the Lakers from a couple of seasons ago. When the Lakers last played Adams this season, they had lost 3 consecutive games to Rochester Adams, to the Highlanders, over the past 2 seasons. That's not the case at this point in time. Lakers haven't won 36-32, but much like 2 seasons ago, the Lakers lost to Rochester Adams in the regular season and then lost to them late in the playoffs. Now have a chance to beat Rochester Adams 2 consecutive times in the same season, if they're able to win on Friday night and eliminate Rochester Adams in the playoffs, breaking even from the 2021 season a couple years ago. Good performance on Friday night, and looking for another good performance this week Friday. The Lakers taking on Rochester Adams, 7 o'clock on Friday, with live coverage right here on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Over the weekend, also a lot of Lakers shining in East Lansing for both the Michigan State Spartans and the victorious Michigan Wolverines, and their 49-0 victory over Michigan State on the road in Spartan Stadium on Saturday night. You've seen on your screen many of the players that got a lot of game action on Friday night. Donovan Edwards with a couple of key runs for the Michigan Wolverines behind Blake Corum. Also had Makari Page with a couple of key tackles, catches for Trey Mosley in the bottom right-hand corner, some defensive stops for Dylan Tatum, and even a couple of key catches later on in the ball game for freshman Samaj Morgan, a star on the Lakers team just a season ago. And there's a lot of Laker connections in that game, Diane, early on. The first catch for Trey Mosley of Michigan State, his first reception of the evening, he was tackled by Makari Page, his former teammate, who is a safety with the University of Michigan. And later on in the game, in the third quarter, I believe I'm remembering correctly, Donovan Edwards got a rushing play. He was tackled by Dylan Tatum, also a former teammate of his with the West Bloomfield Lakers, and someone he actually had a lot of praises for earlier on in that week. He had done an interview with Michigan Daily on their website, a local publication, who had talked about their relationship when they were at West Bloomfield, that dynamic between the star running back in Donovan Edwards and that next up-and-coming star in Dylan Tatum just a year behind him, and how that mentorship began, how that relationship began, and ultimately led them both to winning a state championship during the COVID season with the West Bloomfield Lakers. So plenty of connections in the big game on Saturday night, including also having freshman offensive lineman Amir Herring on the sideline for the University of Michigan, and the wide receivers coach, the man that built this program back to what it is today, Ron Bellamy, on the sidelines for Jim Harbaugh's staff as well. So great to see not only that rivalry game happen, and really not happen with too many incidents on the field, Diane, as opposed to last season, but also getting to see a lot of West Bloomfield Lakers making key plays and being big-time players in East Lansing on Saturday.
That is true, Tyler. It is great to see all of our West Bloomfield high school students succeed and see them turn this wonderful game into and become successful, whether it is in football, seeing them in U of M or MSU. This is really great pride for all of us here at West Bloomfield. Watch them play, and it's very interesting that they are rivals now. To see them both succeed, but in different teams, and to tackle each other. I bet they did talk. Did they talk to each other after the game? Were they like reminiscent about these days where they used to play together? This was truly interesting, and it's very appreciative to know and acknowledge how it was for them and how they appreciate each other's talents, whether it was in an interview or on the field. So great to see them play together, Tyler, and very, very interesting game.
Yeah, the University of Michigan after that game remains undefeated and the number 2 team in the country, just behind the University of Georgia out of the SEC following this week. And both these teams have a tough remaining schedule ahead. Michigan's season only gets tougher from here as they get into the thick of their Big Ten play. Still have to play Penn State and Ohio State later on. Michigan State's schedule doesn't get any easier from here either, and they got a lot of questions they've got to answer going forward in this 2023 regular season. We'll take a break on The Splash Live. On the other side, how you can get involved in a local group at Spirit of Grace Church and help people not only in our community, but outside of our local area. Plus, a chance for you to help the West Bloomfield Police Department choose their chief's Halloween costume. That all coming up next. More of your stories from your hometown on your community media up next on The Splash Live.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live. Find local program on CivicCenterTV.com. Find when your meetings air live or when they're replaying on our Civic Center TV live stream. Find it all at CivicCenterTV.com and click Schedule at the top of the screen.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Watch West Bloomfield Lakers football all season long on 89.3 Lakes FM. Join Tyler Kieft and Matt Catoni in exclusive coverage before, during, and after the big game. It's your local high school football team on the road and in your backyard on your home for West Bloomfield Laker football, Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Want to enjoy Civic Center TV on your social media? Follow us on Twitter at Civic Center TV. Get notified when we upload one of our interviews, full episodes, and more. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. And now, back to The Splash, live.
Welcome back to The Splash Live, Greater West Bloomfield's live daily news and talk show. Your stories from your hometown on your community media, Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm Tyler Kieft alongside Dayan Chaaban, and thank you for joining us as you do each and every day on Comcast Channel 15, AT&T Channel 99, on our website on CivicCenterTV.com, our social media, as well as on the radio on 89.3 Lakes FM. Plenty going on across the community each and every week with groups coming together to help people in the greater West Bloomfield area and far beyond. And one of those groups that's been at this work for a number of years is the Cover Girls group out of Spirit of Grace Church. They make quilts each and every Tuesday morning. They'll meet at 9:30 to make quilts at Spirit of Grace Church at 2399 Figa Avenue in West Bloomfield. And then they donate those quilts to a charity to help people in need all across the world. And you can join them each and every week on Tuesdays. Again, that's 9:30 a.m. at Spirit of Grace Church. Anybody is welcome to get involved. And those quilts, they make them there originally. That sometimes takes them a couple of weeks to put the full quilt together in some cases, but they'll donate those to Lutheran World Relief, which provides this warmth and comfort item to people all across the world who are in need of that extra warmth, that extra comfort, in need of these blankets all throughout the world. So a chance to get involved in our local community, Diane, and there's a great story about this too from a few years ago that Sheena Monin had produced for us on the original version of the Splash Live when we were doing this weekly, all about the Cover Girls at Spirit of Grace Church. A really great effort that they do over there to help people all across our world, and a really simple way people can get involved, meet some people in their community, and help a good cause.
Tyler, it's commitment that they have shown. They demonstrate some passion, not only to people in our community, but also to people outside of our community, and not only in the U.S., but also all over the world. So it's a great way to come together. These women are building these bonds between members of their community because they're coming together again. They are sharing those wonderful skills, quilting skills. They are enjoying their time. And Tyler, they are doing it all for a great purpose. So it doesn't even get better than this.
Yeah, really great stuff happening at Spirit of Grace Church. Again, if you want to participate in that, it's 9:30 a.m. every single Tuesday. So if you're not able to make it this week, you can go on next week or in weeks ahead. And again, that's at 2399 Figa Avenue in West Bloomfield. It's right up on Orchard Lake Road as you're heading out of Kego and towards Sylvan Lake. If you turn right before that CVS on Orchard Lake Road, just west of Middle Belt, there will be a small street right there that leads you right up the Spirit of Grace Church, and where you can participate with their cover girls each and every Tuesday, making these quilts for people all around the world. Here in our local area, we're just a little over a week away from the Halloween holiday, and the West Bloomfield Police Department wants your help choosing their police chief's Halloween costume. A couple weekends ago, a couple of officers, including James Pettinato on the left side on your screen on CivicCenterTV.com, took themselves out to St. Thomas's Chaldean Church over on Maple Road in West Bloomfield for their trunk or treat celebration. And 2 out of 3 of the people on your screen had a Halloween costume. The man on the right is our police chief, Michael Patton. Noticeably not in costume, as you had Princess Cop to the left and Bat Cop to the far left in that image. And so the West Bloomfield Police Department wants your help. What should Chief Patton be for Halloween? If you go to their Facebook page, facebook.com/West Bloomfield PD, they had a post last week about this very issue. And if you comment an idea for Chief Patton's Halloween costume, the best idea that they choose will win an official West Bloomfield Police Department mug. Great way to get involved in the community, and we saw so many good pictures from that event. The police department getting involved in the Halloween season. Of course, on the safety side, wanting to make sure that all the families trick-or-treating on Halloween night will have a safe and fun evening in costume, but also getting into the season as well with their own costumes, and hopefully a really fun one for Chief Patton coming up in just a few days, Diane.
That is true, Tyler. I said that before earlier, last week, sorry. And we do know that these kind of engagement is what builds trust between us and those wonderful people that serve our community and keep our community safe. So it's not just having fun and enjoying our time. They are wonderful people who are serving our community, and this also helps us engage with them and become more friendly with them. We can all work together to keep this community safe and wonderful, and enjoy it as well by telling Chief Patton what we want him to wear, giving him an idea, right, Tyler? So it is our responsibility, just as it is their responsibility to stay safe, it is our responsibility to help Chief Patton, pick up the best costume he can get.
And you can help them make that choice on Facebook.com/West Bloomfield PD. That post is still up. There's no indication that they've chosen a winner just yet, so you may still have some time left to submit your choice on their Facebook page. Again, that's Facebook.com/West Bloomfield PD. We'll take a break on the Splash Live. Coming up on our program next, in the next couple of segments, a really important conversation we're going to have about access to reliable broadband internet in our community. For many people, it's something that we take for granted in today's day and age, with it being more readily accessible than ever before. But for a lot of families, it's simply too expensive to afford the infrastructure that's needed for reliable internet, and then on top of that, the devices. But local organizations, including our local cable providers, are working to help bridge some of those gaps in our community in partnership with the FCC and their Affordable Connectivity Program. We have a special couple of segments coming up. We'll talk to Rob Ponto from Comcast up next, and later on we'll talk to Deborah Macon from the Greater West Bloomfield Cable Communications Commission about this and how you can help people in our community get involved and get affordable access to the technology that they need in today's day and age. The Splash Live continues next.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live. This is Civic TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. On cable and the radio. On the web too, and on social media. Civic Center TV, television close to.
I'm an extra sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
The sad reality is,
Fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kitchen now.
Take a break and tune in to The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Join Tyler Kieft and Dayan Chaaban as they go through headlines, events, and update you on the day-to-day in Oakland County. Catch us live weekdays 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Watch us on demand at civiccentertv.com. Or watch us on TV at Comcast Channel 15 or AT&T at Channel 99. Want to enjoy Civic Center TV on your social media? Find us on Instagram at Civic Center TV. Get notified when we upload one of our interviews, full episodes, and more. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. And now, back to The Splash, live.
Welcome back to The Splash Live, Greater West Bloomfield's live daily news and talk show. Your stories from your hometown on your community media, Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm Tyler Kieft alongside Dayan Chaaban. For many in our community, a lot of what they do for their regular workday, for their entertainment, or just to stay up to date on what's happening in their community happens on the web, on the internet, and what's paramount to that is having reliable, high-speed access to broadband internet in our community. For some, that's something that is quite affordable. For others, they need some additional help from both our cable providers and other organizations in our local community. And part of that help come through a federal program called the Affordable Connectivity Program. Joining us now to talk about this program and local help in providing reliable service to customers in our local area is Rob Ponto, Director of Public Relations at our local Comcast branch. Rob, thank you for being with us today.
Hey, thank you. Good morning. How are you?
Glad to have you on. I'm doing well.
Yeah.
How about yourself?
Fantastic. Thank you.
So
Great to be on.
And I appreciate having you on too, Rob, to talk about this because this is a big issue, especially it's been growing over the past several years as technology has continued to become more and more at the forefront of our daily lives, whether it's access to information and to news in our local area, access to things we need for work or paying our bills. Having reliable broadband internet connection is something that is hugely important to people all across our local area today. So in terms of making that affordable and making that something that is attainable for the average family, what is Comcast doing on a day-to-day basis, or how has that changed with Comcast over the past several years or decade, their approach to making broadband internet available and that technology and infrastructure also readily available across the local area? Yeah,
so as the pandemic showed us, internet access and adopting internet is just paramount to having a successful life. You need to apply for a job, a scholarship, work from home, all those things. So, we've always had a long-standing commitment to get people connected to the internet and to stay connected. And there's 3 barriers to digital adoption that we're addressing. There's the high cost of internet service, of access to equipment like tablets or laptops. And there's also lack of digital skills that we like to help people brush up on and be able to use. So what we've done, we've partnered with the FCC, and every internet company has this as well, on the Affordable Connectivity Program, which we call ACP. And what that is a $30 benefit for internet customers, for those who qualify, for each month of their service. So if you are income constrained, you maybe have received a Pell Grant, free or reduced school lunch, SNAP, Medicaid, you are qualified for this program. Also, over the last 10 years, we've offered an internet service called Internet Essentials, which is for the income constrained population. And that's internet service for $9.95 per month. So we're addressing that cost issue there. We also have an Internet Essentials package called IE Plus, which is $29.95 per month. That's 100 megabits download. And if you take those 2 packages, Internet Essentials and then the broadband benefit, customers can get internet for free.
And that's a huge benefit to customers that are in lower income situations and otherwise wouldn't be able to afford what is today reliable internet speeds and, of course, the access to those devices. And so as these programs have been implemented at Comcast, not in addition necessarily to the Affordable Connectivity Program, but those individual programs you spoke about from your organization, yes. How much of a difference has that made for people in these populations that were previously affected by some significant gaps in technology availability and reliability of connectivity to the internet?
Well, yeah, it's made a huge difference. We're very fortunate to partner with a lot of community organizations, the federal government, state and local governments, nonprofits, to help address this situation, to bridge this digital divide. We not only offer this discounted service and get people aware of ACP, but we've donated laptops and grant money for digital equity to people like organizations like the St. Patrick Senior Center, Brilliant Detroit. We're partnering with, and this is kind of breaking with a grant and some laptop giveaways. Also, the Greater Flint Health Coalition, we've just partnered with them on a $60 laptops and $50,000 grant just to address these different issues, getting people up to speed on how to use the internet, getting devices in their hands, and also getting affordable internet service in their home.
You can find more information on the Affordable Connectivity Program through the FCC by visiting their website, fcc.gov/ACP, fcc.gov/ACP. Joining us on the program is Rob Ponto, Director of Public Relations at Comcast in our local area, to talk about the Affordable Connectivity Program and other programs that Comcast does have in place to help make affordable internet and affordable devices much more accessible to people in our local area. And Rob, part of the problem is getting people the access and the devices that they need. The other part of the problem is making people aware that these sort of programs are available to them and that these sort of qualifications through the federal government and their local cable providers are available to them as well. So on top of course, these sorts of interview opportunities in the local media, what other ways is Comcast getting involved in the local community to get people aware of these available programs that make both the connectivity and those devices much more accessible than ever before?
Yeah, so like I mentioned before, partnership with local government and local community organizations is really paramount to getting to where people are, to let them know about these programs. We've partnered with the Detroit National Action Network, Black Churches for Digital Equity, and we've had local events in the community where we brought people in from our company and also volunteers from those organizations to talk to people. We invite the neighborhoods in, talk to them about why internet's important, give them a laptop in some cases, and also give them access to that Internet Essentials, and also inform them and help them sign up for the Affordable Connectivity Program.
And how can they get more information from Comcast directly, Rob?
Okay, go to internetessentials.com or Xfinity.com. And then if you're in the area, you can visit one of our Xfinity stores to get more information and help signing up. We have an Xfinity store in Bloomfield Hills at Telegraph and Square Lake, one in Southfield at Telegraph and 12 Mile, and then one in Troy at West Maple and Crooks.
And then in terms of the infrastructure, in terms of the connectivity and the speed, you mentioned that earlier on. A lot of people may not, whether they have access to the internet now or in need of more reliable and affordable access to it, may not understand the difference between having that, as you said earlier, up to maybe even 100 megabit per second speeds can make a huge difference in being able to do what we do on a daily basis online, whether it is streaming video, whether it is working and getting access to news and information. Just how much of a difference has the increased availability of reliable and high speeds made a difference?
Super important. When we first launched Internet Essentials, it was a 50 megabit download speed, which is good for working from home and also learning from home. But we bumped that up right during the pandemic to make sure that everyone, there was a greater need for this. So up to 100 meg download speed. And again, these two services are discounted for those who qualify. And if you apply that ACP benefit to those two packages, either of them, you'll get that free service, and it's strong service to do anything you need to do at home per month.
We're talking about the Affordable Connectivity Program on today's edition of The Splash Live. We're joined by Rob Ponto, Director of Public Relations at Comcast, on our program today. A couple places you can get more information on the Affordable Connectivity Program directly from the Federal Communications Commission at fcc.gov or by visiting Comcast at xfinity.com. If you go into their drop-down menu and into their Learn section, you'll find even more information on the Affordable Connectivity Program and your access to save up to $30 a month on your internet services, plus other services such as Internet Essentials and more provided by Comcast right here in our local area. And Rob, that all points back to that digital equity space, which we know many local community organizations have been working very diligently on over the past several years and decade plus, as internet connections become more of an essential to our local day-to-day life, and to our has become a utility to us in our local area. And beyond the Affordable Connectivity Program, beyond Internet Essentials, what other work is Comcast doing in the digital equity space?
Yeah, so again, partnering with our local nonprofits who are in the community, who touch the people that need help getting connected to the internet, maybe need help with digital skills, or don't have the equipment that they need to access the internet. We provide grant funding, devices, and also just people on the ground to help educate folks that may need to get connected, don't know how to. So we work hand in hand with, like, St. Patrick's Senior Center, Latin Americans United for Progress, Focus Hope. So anywhere in the community, we try to partner with people who can identify those that we can help out with the resources that we have to bridge the digital divide.
From a business perspective, outside looking in, you can see this and say, well, it's great that they're participating in this, but from a business side, Comcast or other cable providers would be sacrificing a lot to be participating in a program like this. But on the contrary, you can also see how this could be immensely beneficial to companies like yours and other cable providers to get people the access to these devices and to this internet connectivity. So from Comcast's perspective, just how important is it to participate in a program like this and to work with the community to bridge the digital divides?
Yes, excuse me. So working with the community, helping out in any way we can is in our DNA as a company. We provided these programs to address the lack of digital adoption in our communities. Also, we help in many different ways, and also that this problem we saw 10 years ago, and we just, we have the resources to address it. We have the people who can do it, and we have the relationships in the community that can help level this playing field digitally. So if you want to be successful in the community, if you want to have a successful life or career, you need to be connected, and we want to help people get connected. So we just pull our resources together, our people together, our relationships, and make sure that we can help those who need it.
We appreciate your partnership in the local area and getting the word out about the Affordable Connectivity Program, and of course your own program, very similar to it in Internet Essentials. You can find more information from Comcast Xfinity about Internet Essentials by visiting xfinity.com. If you click on the left side of your screen, there's a drop-down menu, select Internet, and at the second from the bottom is Internet Essentials. That will take you to their Internet Essentials page for more information. You can learn more about the Affordable Connectivity Program from the Federal Communications Commission on fcc.gov. Rob, thank you so much for joining us.
Tyler, thank you.
fcc.gov/ACP for more information on the Affordable Connectivity Program, and xfinity.com for more information on Comcast's programs within the ACP, as well as their Internet Essentials programs as well. We'll take a break on the Splash Live. On the other side, we'll continue talking about the Affordable Connectivity Program. We'll localize it a little bit more by bringing in the Greater West Bloomfield Cable Communications Commission's Deborah Macon. Stay with us. The Splash Live continues after this.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live. Find local program schedule on CivicCenterTV.com. Find when your meetings air live or when they're replaying on our Civic Center TV live stream. Find it all at civiccentertv.com and click schedule at the top of the screen.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents made my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents took me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Take a break and tune in to The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Join Tyler Kieft and Dayan Chaaban as they go through headlines, events, and update you on the day-to-day in Oakland County. Catch us live weekdays 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Watch us on demand at civiccentertv.com. Or watch us on TV at Comcast Channel 15 or AT&T at Channel 99. Want to enjoy Civic Center TV on your social media? Find us at Civic Center TV. Get notified when we upload one of our interviews, full episodes, and more. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. And now, back to The Splash, live.
Welcome back to The Splash Live, Greater West Bloomfield's live daily news and talk show. Your stories from your hometown on your community media 5 days a week on Civic Center TV and civiccentertv.com. I'm Tyler Kieft alongside Dayan Chaaban. We continue now with a couple of special segments on the Affordable Connectivity Program. Reliable internet connection and access to devices is a major issue in our society today as the internet, as device usage becomes more of a critical part of our day-to-day life, whether it's in our classrooms, in our workspaces, or in our homes. Access to these programs is a must in our local area, including here in Oakland County and in the Greater West Bloomfield community. Joining us to talk about this issue on a more localized level is Greater West Bloomfield Cable Communications Commissioner Deborah Macon. Deb, thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Tyler. What a pleasure to be able to connect with you on this really important topic.
Yeah, I know this is something that you're very passionate about. You have been an advocate for the ACP over the last several years within the Greater West Bloomfield Cable Communications Commission and beyond, because this is an issue that affects every single community in our local area. Access to affordable internet and access to devices is not something we're immune to, even in one of the wealthier counties in the region in Oakland County and one of the wealthier areas within that county in West Bloomfield.
Tyler, absolutely. We're aware that there are families within West Bloomfield, Kego Harbor, Orchard Lake, and Sylvan Lake that can benefit from all of the incredible opportunities that Rob spoke about. I was so excited to know that we're doing this. A number of months ago, I attended a local community event at Belle Isle, and there was someone who was telling everyone about the Affordable Connectivity Program, and that sparked an idea.
And it's a great idea, too, because getting this information out to people in the community, we talked about that with Rob. Not everyone's aware that there are these provisions in place within the federal government from the FCC and their partnership with cable providers locally, regionally, and nationally to participate in these kinds of programs. And that's what's really important here, Deborah, is getting this information out into the local community. How is the Greater West Bloomfield Cable Communications Commission working on that beyond, of course, this great opportunity here with us on The Splash?
Well, Tyler, number one, this is it. Absolutely. This is why we exist. We are an essential service within Greater West Bloomfield. And I have to step aside for just a little bit and commend Comcast because their program, Internet Essentials, began years before the Affordable Connectivity Program. And even at that time, we began as the Cable Commission asking regularly in our monthly meetings over at Town Hall on the second Thursday evening to task our executive director, David Alberry, with reaching out to each of our local school districts and community-based organizations to let individuals know this was available. And we kept it top of mind in our very own meetings. And we know we have a highly engaged civic community that pays attention, and having us speak about this in public is an important role that the commission has.
And in terms of the importance of this issue, did you notice or in what ways did you notice that becoming even more paramount from the commission side in recent years, especially given the circumstances of the COVID-19 pandemic, as people were then having to go home for work, go home for school, and have even greater and even more reliable access to the internet with so many people on so many devices all at once?
You know what, Tyler, the commission itself spends time making sure we keep our finger on the pulse of the community in terms of what our community needs. And a few months ago, we became even more aware that not everyone in Greater West Bloomfield has equal access to being able to afford something as essential as internet. It's for health, it's for education, it's for working, it's for civic life, it's for family life. So we took the information that we become aware of, some of it provided by United Way, so that we knew that there are families that still have struggles to make ends meet. So let's bring in any opportunity we can find to be supportive. Again, this we see as an essential role at the Cable Commission table, and our goal is to be as supportive of residents and those who connect with Greater West Bloomfield as much as possible.
Yeah, and you mentioned the partnerships with groups like the United Way for Southeastern Michigan. They have partnerships too through Connect 313 that helps on this issue and on bridging the digital divides in our local area. We've reached out to Connect 313, had worked with them originally to have them as part of this segment. Some late scheduling conflicts came up, and we'll get them on the program very soon. But that is also a great resource at Connect313.org, in addition to fcc.gov and even gwbcable.org. And Deb, before we let you go, in terms of the local residents and their access to this program, or help getting access to this affordable connectivity program, how can the Greater West Bloomfield Cable Communications Commission provide help to our local residents in West Bloomfield, Kego Harbor, Orchard Lake Village, and Sylvan Lake?
Tyler, more programming such as this, making sure we're current and bringing information to residents. We ourselves as commissioners stay closely aligned with our local units of government. Our executive director does the same thing. And you know what, Tyler, there's one more thing that I'd have to say. We'd love the community to actually understand why it's important to connect with your local cable commission. Our original charge was to help people navigate their customer service experience with Comcast, now Xfinity, and reaching out to the commission has a unique, quick problem solver to be able to help residents in ways that they may not have been able to navigate on their own. So it would be reaching us through our website or contacting Executive Director David Alberry directly.
And you can get in contact with the commission directly, including Dave Alberry, by calling them at 248-682-6532, 248-682-6532, both for questions on the Affordable Connectivity Program or other cable-related issues with Comcast and AT&T in our local area. Deb, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Stay connected with the Greater West Bloomfield Cable Communications Commission on gwbcable.org. And to learn more about the Affordable Connectivity Program, visit fcc.gov/ACP. We'll take a break on The Splash Live. Plenty more of your stories from your hometown on your community media up next.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live. This is Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. On cable, radio. On the web too, and on social media. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
1 in 4 Michigan homes has high levels of radon, a naturally occurring radioactive gas known to cause lung cancer. It doesn't matter where you live or what type of home you have. You won't even know it's there unless you test. So don't wait. Testing is cheap and easy, and if there's a problem, it's simple to fix. Visit michigan.gov/radon to learn more.
We took action. Will you?
Watch West Bloomfield Lakers football all season long on 89.3 Lakes FM and Civic Center TV. Join Tyler Kieft and Matt Catoni each week for live, in-depth, and exclusive coverage before, during, and after the big. It's your local high school football team on the road and in your backyard on your home for West Bloomfield Laker football, Civic Center TV, and 89.3 Lakes FM. And now, back to The Splash, live.
Welcome back to The Splash Live, Greater West Bloomfield's live daily news and talk show. Your stories from your hometown on your community media 5 days a week on Civic Center TV, 89.3 Lakes FM, on our website on civiccentertv.com, and across our social media, facebook.com/CivicCenterTV15 and YouTube at Civic Center TV. I'm Tyler Kieft alongside Dayan Chaaban, and we thank you for joining us today and want to make sure you mark your calendars for a big celebration coming up in just a little over 2 weeks as we recognize Veterans Day in our local community. Tuesday, November 7th, Election Day morning from 8 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. at West Bloomfield Middle School. It will be the annual Heroes Appreciation Breakfast hosted by West Bloomfield Parks and in partnership with the township, with West Bloomfield Township, the West Bloomfield Township Public Library, the local school district, and our team here at Civic Center TV. Every year they have live entertainment, guest speakers, police and fire honor guards, and so much more to recognize veterans who have served across the decades and generations in the Greater West Bloomfield community. You can attend the event by registering online on wbparks.org and show your recognition and thank yous to our local veterans. And veterans get in for free to this event. A veteran and one guest can get into this event for free, enjoy a wonderful breakfast, connection with other local veterans, and of course a celebration of their service right here in our local community. Veterans Day is the day to celebrate and thank our local veterans and veterans all across the United States and around the world who have served our nation, Diana. This is a great way to do that. A very fun morning every single year that we've done this over the past several years.
It's definitely a great way to show them how much we value them and how much we care about everything that they did throughout their service to help us get to where we are and to keep us safe and to allow us to go on with our lives, Tyler. Such a great way to show appreciation and to hear those awesome stories that they have to share with us.
Yeah, they had a really good keynote speaker last year. Expect a lot of the same this year. Again, wbparks.org. If you go to their calendar, go on to November 7th and click on Heroes Appreciation Breakfast. You can register to attend right now. Building connections in the community, a huge part of our business community as well, and connect with the Chamber through their Cup of Connections event happening just a couple weeks away. Friday, November 10th at 8:30 a.m. is their next Cup of Connections event. Networking and some nice morning hot coffee at All Seasons of West Bloomfield on 5600 Drake Road in West Bloomfield Township. You'll have a chance to connect with other local businesses and business people in the community, collaborate, build relationships and partnerships, and learn more about Greater West Bloomfield's very vibrant business community. If you're a Chamber member, you can attend for free, but otherwise it is $10 to attend. More information and registration can be found by either calling 248-626-3636 and speaking to Suzanne Levine, their wonderful executive director, or send her an email, wbloomfieldchamber@gmail.com. Finally, coming up this weekend, it's a big day in the Greater West Bloomfield community at our local police departments in West Bloomfield and in Keagle Harbor. They will both be participating in the DEA's National Drug Take-Back Day. That's in partnership with many other community organizations as well, accepting expired and unused prescription drugs for safe disposal. They can't stress this enough. Do not flush your unused or no longer needed drugs down the toilet or throw them in the trash. The best way to dispose of them safely is to bring them to your local police department Saturday, October 28th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the West Bloomfield Police Department's headquarters in the Town Hall Complex on Walnut Lake Road. You can bring your expired and unused prescription drugs for safe disposal. However, liquids and sharps are not going to be accepted. And if you can't make it on the DEA's National Drug Take Back Day, you can always drop off your unused and expired medications at the West Bloomfield Police Department, as well as at the Keego Harbor Police Department all throughout the week by going to their headquarters, going to their front desk, and participating in what is called Operation Medicine Cabinet. Plenty more of your stories from your hometown on your community media all week long. Stay with us on our website on Civic Center TV and right here on The Splash Live. The Splash Live continues very soon.